Hello YouTube, welcome back to Charles Garage, and today we have something that I was never aware about. So this is the, actually it's off this thing. So here we have something from Jada Toys, or Jada Toys, I've heard, at this point heard both pronunciations. And this is their JDM Tuners lineup. So once again, I actually recently got this, and the reason why I got this is because once again, from Jada Toys, I wasn't aware that they actually did 1:64 scale. Once again, like until recently, that I was able to see a very similar packaging to Majorette, which they had the tin case in that. So I thought that was their start of 1:64 scale, but only to figure out now this existed way before that. So yeah, so Jada Toys also had a point where they did regular 1:64 scales as well. So. And just to make sure, I went onto the internet, and they had multiple lineups like this. They have the JDM Tuner lineups, and they had the like muscle car lineup. So yeah, so they had a pretty good run, and then all the vehicles or cars they chose were also pretty good. So I recently found this one for cheap. So let's see what we got. And another reason why this got my attention is because of this Jon Sibal design work. So Jon Sibal, he's as far as I know, he's like a car designer, and he, in terms of product wise, he works a lot together with Tarmac Works. So Tarmac Works has been releasing a lot of his design cars as well. So yeah, kind of interesting to see one here. And then looking at the back, once again, everything's obviously licensed here. You have all the indications here, and then once again, Jada Toys. And let's see what lineups they also have. Now, so far, if I'm going to get one, getting the GTR R35 is no problem. Now, by looking at the lineup, yeah, I feel like getting the rest is going to be very difficult, because they're all the how should I say, the hyped up JDM supercars, or not supercars, but super popular cars as well. So we have the 1995 Toyota Supra, we have the Nissan Skyline R34, that's even in blue, and seems like, but based on the picture, it looks like it has a little bit of chrome color. So and then we have this one, Toyota FT1 concept, which I'm not too aware of, and then they have the Lancer Evo. So once again, a very powerful lineup. So I'd be lucky if I can even get one of these three here as well. So let's see, and yeah. Alright, so once again, problem is one of these packaging are like one of those plastic packages where there's absolutely no way to open it up by normal means other than scissoring this thing up. So once again, I'll be right back with the opened up product. Okay, I'm back. So after opening up the package, we finally got this thing out. So once again, those plastic packaging, not the easiest to open. But once again, let's see what we got. So first of all, the moment I got it out, I've noticed how hefty it feels like. It has a good weight to it. And then the size, despite being a 1:64 scale, it does feel a little bit on the bigger size as well. But before we do any comparisons, let's see what we got. So first of all, once again, definitely liking the size. The top and bottom are both die-cast metal as far as I can tell, using Jobby the Hong's cold touch technique as well. This part, the spoiler, isn't it's not die-cast metal. It's more of a rubberish plastic. You know, the more flexible plastic as well. And then at first I thought these were separate piece, but no, these are just colored black. So they made a whole molding on it, and then they just colored the headlights black. Although I'm not really sure if this is supposed to be the closed up or the open up, but based on the pictures on the packaging, this is supposed to be just regular headlights. So yeah, I think they could have done it with a little bit more brighter color, but it works, I guess. And then the tires. Once again, the tires are using plastic rims with rubber tires, so that's always a big welcome on my side. And then it seems like they have these holes for a action base or stance, for one of those fancy, you know, stands where you can put it in a display case, and if you want to make sure it doesn't move, you can actually screw holes on it. So that's actually a pretty good, pretty good bonus. And then it seems like, unlike Hot Wheels, where you have to drill yourself a hole, because Hot Wheels use rivets, and these ones are actually using screws, so making it easy to disassemble and customize as well. And just to make sure that that it is 1:64 scale, even on the bottom it does mention 1:64 scale under under license and stuff. So yeah. And then looking at the back here, once again, all these details here are like, this part is all colored in black. So usually you would see them in red, but because this is a red car, so I think they wanted to go with a different style going on here. So it was in black. All right, and then the top, once again, this part does have a different feeling, but I do think this is also metal as well. And once again, no, it's at first I thought it had suspensions, but no, there's no suspension, so no pushing gimmick. And now let's do a quick comparison with a Hot Wheels premium car. So because when it comes to this specific type car, which is technically the Honda NSX Type R or the Honda NSX, this is the only one I got in terms of that's a basic, it's basic model. So, and this is Hot Wheels Premium from the Mountain Drifters line, and in this line there is a much more famous car that pretty much outshined every other 4 car. So I'm pretty sure unless you bought all 5 of it, you're not going to be even aware that this existed in that lineup. So yeah, so once again, this is a 2003 Honda NSX, while this one is in the 2002 range. So yeah, and then obviously this one's heavily customized. Well, this is just, I think it's just the base model. So let's see what we got. So the reason why I said this feels on the hefty and bigger side, let's do a quick comparison. Yeah, you can see once again the length is much more longer. And in terms of width or size, they seem to be almost similar, but once again, it does definitely, because of the length, it does feel a little bit more fatter as well. But yeah, and then once again, Hot Wheels version, unlike this one, they actually did use a clear piece for the headlights, and then obviously this part's red. But once again, that's more of a, because it's possible because it's a white car. But once again, you get my point. So yeah. So once again, I'm not complaining, but once again, despite they're both called 1/64 scale, it's kind of really interesting to see how each company interprets that. So some will actually go for actual one, like they'll do the math and match it by one, while unlike Hot Wheels, they try to, because the way how they work is that if you shrink a car exactly 1/64 scale, it's gonna look off. So after they shrink it, they make some new adjustments to make it look right in the human eye. So they would make it wider or to change a few proportions to make it look right. In this case, I'm not sure what their equation was, but once again, yeah, if you compare this with a Hot Wheels car, this will feel much bigger. So just keep that in mind. Anyway, that is pretty much it for the review, because once again, other than the details I explained, there's no opening gimmick, no suspension. So yeah, I think we're gonna end it off there. But once again, I'll be posting a YouTube Shorts videos on a rotating stand, so that you can look at this car a little bit more close up. So once again, hopefully this review was helpful. If you guys got any questions or requests, then comment below. I still have more stuff to buy and build and make reviews out, so please stay tuned. Until then, see you guys next time.